Welcome to Specialty High Schools to Support STEM Teaching and Learning by Michael Odell and Teresa Kennedy from the University of Texas at Tyler, United States of America. In 2007, a report was released, Rising Above the Gathering Storm. This report looked at energizing and employing America for a brighter economic future, which was really based on creating more STEM students. In 2011, in response to this document, the University of Texas at Tyler developed the University Academy, a STEM lab school district, in response to the concerns about the future competitiveness of American students in STEM disciplines. One of the recommendations of the Rising Above the Gathering Storm report was the development of specialty high schools. It was believed these schools could immerse students in high-quality STEM education and also serve as a way to prepare teachers to be better teachers of STEM. The University of Texas at Tyler University Academy decided to create a K-12 STEM school versus just a high school. But this research will mainly look at high school. The University of Texas at Tyler University Academy is a lab school and is used to help prepare STEM teachers. The school utilizes the 2015 T-STEM blueprint. It originally used the 2010 blueprint, but the 2015 blueprint was an update. The school is free, open to anyone, has a current enrollment of 850 students. In 9th grade, high school students choose a pathway aligned with a university STEM major. Currently, the school offers two, engineering and biomedical sciences. Students that qualify for college-level courses can take dual credit and earn high school and college credit at the same time towards their STEM degree. The T-STEM blueprint has 7 benchmarks. Benchmark 1 is mission-driven leadership. Benchmark 2, developing a T-STEM culture at the school. Benchmark 3 is how to recruit students and retain them. And Benchmark 4 is about teacher selection, development, and retention. Continuing with the benchmarks, Benchmark 5 focuses on curriculum, instruction, and assessment. Benchmark 6 focuses on strategic alliances. Benchmark 7 on academy advancement and sustainability. After the school opened, it was discovered that the school was not receiving the scores they desired on the state assessment exams that rated the school on all accountability measures. University faculty were asked to come to the school and review the implementation to see if it could be hypothesized what was going on, causing the school not to perform at the level that was expected. After an initial examination of the school using walkthroughs and a rubric, it was discovered that PBL, project-based learning, was not being implemented as the primary instructional strategy. This is one of the key recommendations of the T-STEM blueprint, Benchmark 5. It was recommended by the researchers that the school actually implement PBL as the primary instructional method and mandate all teachers implement with fidelity. This did require additional training for teachers, but overall, the primary intervention for this particular project was the implementation of PBL. Research questions were developed to study the impact of PBL over time and focused on benchmarks 4 and 5, supporting teachers and implementing PBL. Just to reiterate, Benchmark 5, curriculum, instruction, and assessment, was the primary focus area of this research. Specifically, Benchmark 5.3, project-based and problem-based curriculum, instruction, and assessment. It was this instructional strategy approach that was not being implemented prior to the intervention. The adopted instructional pedagogy, PBL, is intended to teach significant content. Projects are organized around an open-ended driving question. This requires students to use critical thinking, problem-solving, collaboration, and various forms of communication to complete their projects. Inquiry is part of the process of learning and creating something new, so all students have to ask questions and be involved in inquiry. Another advantage of PBL is it allows some degree of student voice and choice. This causes the students to be more invested in their learning. It also involves a public audience where the students must present their research or their project to outside experts, and above all, it must be measurable. This chart to the right was created by the Buck Institute, known for project-based learning. It was found, after trying to implement PBL as the primary pedagogy, that project-based learning was not appropriate for all subjects because of the way they are taught in the state of Texas and assessed. So there were two different models developed. On the left, you will see the project-based learning for science, and on the right, problem-based learning for math. Project-based learning was also used for all other core disciplines: English, language arts, social studies, and any elective. Math, on the other hand, used a little different approach. It was still PBL, but it was problem-based versus project-based. PBL requires a number of student interventions. This is including engaging students in rigorous instruction. These had to be aligned to the standards for the state of Texas, which includes the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, or the TEKS, and the College and Career Readiness Standards. We also had to assess student outcomes, identify learning outcomes and goals at a high level. Other interventions included implementing STEM activities for students in all subjects, engage students in project-based learning with fidelity, also providing differentiated instruction for different levels of learners, which required implementing targeted interventions and also focusing on developing 21st century skills, primarily what's termed soft skills such as collaboration, teamwork, etc. As described earlier, the opening of the new STEM Academy provided an opportunity to conduct longitudinal research on the implementation of the T-STEM blueprint in an authentic setting from creation to the present day. This also allowed us to examine science achievement over time in a school designed specifically to address STEM through inquiry. This research specifically examined the impact of implementation of the T-STEM Academy design blueprint and project-based learning on student achievement in science over time as measured by the standardized state achievement exams for the University Academy. This slide shows the results. In 2013 and 2014, what you see are the scores pre-intervention. 2015 and beyond shows post-intervention scores. The top line, designated by ST, are the state averages for the percent of students passing that exam. The second line are the academy scores. As you can see, in 2013 and 2014, prior to the implementation of PBL as the primary instructional approach to fidelity, those scores are below the state average. Post-implementation and immediate results can be seen. 2015 to 2019, the academy outperformed the state. What's more interesting is that overall the scores have continued to improve over time. Slide 14 is additional information. Success was not limited to science. As you can see from Table 1 on the right, the percentage of students achieving the level of approaches, or passing, for all subjects increased from 59% to 90% and is currently 12% above the state average. This slide shows that not only did the students pass the test, this shows that they met standard, which is an advanced score. The students increased in all subjects from 23% to 65%, and this is 15% above the current state average. This slide is based upon the walkthrough form and fidelity form that was utilized to originally identify the fact that the school was not implementing project-based learning. D equals developing, I equals implementing, M equals mature, R equals role model. There's a rubric, and each rubric has specified criteria that allow you to get one of those ratings. As you can see, in 2013 and 14, prior to the intervention, the school was simply in developing mode. They had actually not implemented any of the strategies that were required. Once they started implementing in 2015, you can see that the school rapidly progressed from implementing to role model or mature. There are still some areas that could be improved, such as 5.4, but overall, the school now is a role model STEM academy based upon the T-STEM blueprint rubric. In conclusion, the T-STEM blueprint is a valid tool to develop and implement a STEM-focused academy if followed with fidelity. Schools that focus on increasing teacher effectiveness by implementing PBL within aligned curriculum, instruction, and assessment can sustain high levels of educational performance. Also, implementation of high-quality PBL can result in higher test scores as measured by standardized test scores. These results are generalizable to other schools implementing the T-STEM blueprint. Dr. Kennedy and I want to thank you for watching our virtual presentation. If you have any questions, please contact Michael Odell at modell@uttyler.edu. Thanks once again for your attention.